Don't fight with regular troops. Don't hit strong formations. This is what it means to manage change. Victory is usually only for officers and soldiers who continue to train. Use the near to wait for the far. Use the relaxed to wait for the hard-working. Use the full to wait for the hungry. This is what it means to regulate power. Fighting and vanquishing the enemy in battle is not the highest virtue. Ultimate greatness occurs when you are able to stop the enemy without a fight. It is important to look for enemy spies who come to spy on you and then bribe them to serve you. Give them orders and fulfill their needs. Thus you double your intelligence power. Don't fight with regular troops. Don't hit strong formations. This is what it means to manage change. A great commander is he who is generous and doesn't care about fame. A noble ruler is a sensitive leader, and a good general is one who is careful. Confront them with annihilation, they will then survive. Plunge them into a lethal situation, they will then live. When people are faced with danger, they will fight for victory. In a war, a general who wins will only fight after making sure that he has won, while he who is destined to lose is the one who fights first and only then seeks victory. The quality of a decision is like a swift attacking eagle. Swooping strikes and destroys its victims. Everyone can see the tactics where I was able to beat the opponent. But not everyone can see the strategy of winning that I am fighting for. If you understand heaven and you understand earth, you will make your victory even more complete. Good warriors will put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat, and wait for the If you and your enemies are getting arrogant, then you are putting yourself in danger. Once the armies are tightly united, the brave have no chance of advancing alone, the cowards have no chance of retreating alone. If you believe that war will result in victory, you must fight, even if the rules forbid it. If war will not bring glory, do not fight, even at the bidding of power. If your soldiers don't think about money, it's not because they don't like wealth. If their life is not too long, it is not because they are reluctant to live long. Earth gives birth to long. Length gives birth to volume. Volume gives birth to account. Counts give birth to scales. Scales beget victory. Be flexible, until as if out of shape. Be so mysterious that you can't hear her voice at all. In this way, you can determine the fate of your opponent. A general who is very good at attacking makes his opponent not know how to defend. A general who is so skilled at defending his opponent doesn't know how to attack. If we know that our troops are ready to attack, but don't realize that the enemy is not open to attack, then that means we are only halfway to victory. The general is the protector of the country. When the protector is intact, of course the country is strong. If the protector is disabled, of course the country is weak. Use order to anticipate chaos. Use silence to wait for the noise. This is what it means to regulate the heart and mind. When it's 10-1, surround. When it's 5-1, attack. Type 2-on-1, battle it out. When balanced, split. When it's less, stick with it. When sufficient, avoid it. You will win if all your troops in various levels have the same fighting spirit. To make the enemy come of their own accord, offer them an advantage. To prevent the enemy from coming, injure them. Knowing how to use a lot and a little is a win. In the art of war tactics, it is best of all to take the opposing country thoroughly and whole. Smashing and destroying it isn't that great.
Make your soldiers your children, and they will follow you even in the deepest valleys. Think of them as your beloved children, and they will be with you even until they die. The opportunity to avoid defeat lies in your own hands. But the opportunity to defeat the enemy, provided by the enemy himself. When enemy envoys were sent with praise in their mouths, it was a sign that the enemy wanted a truce. Sun Tzu.
Brilliant princes and wise generals, predictably able to subdue the enemy every time they made a move, and their achievements surpassed the average person.
First, measure the length. Second, measure the volume. Third, count. Fourth, weigh. Fifth is victory. A war general who invaded without wanting fame and who withdrew without a care for shame, and all he thought about was ways to protect his country and serve well to the sovereign, was a precious jewel of an empire. Pursue strategic plans to amaze the enemy. Then you can capture enemy cities and overthrow his country. Know the enemy and know yourself, and you will never be threatened in 100 battles.